Darren was on time, and now he's not here. I don't know where the Yanks are today. The Yanks have wanked off by the looks of it. I don't know what's going on with the Yanks. Bill said he was going to be here, but he's regularly late. But Carl was the unusual one. Maybe he's got grandkids over or something. Did he say anything to anyone about not being here today?
No, he's usually reliable.
Oh well. A massive video going up tonight, which I don't expect anyone to watch more than 10 minutes of. It's over an hour long.
What?
Over an hour long video, and there's about, I don't know, maybe about 20 comics in it. But like, you know, my comics on location.
Yeah.
We went and did a maritime nautical kind of themed show. So we went to the HMS Belfast, the Golden Hind. We took a trip down the Thames on a boat. Then we sort of cut his stuff at Greenwich. The ex-naval college there, the National Maritime Museum there, and also the Royal Observatory. So we kind of like did a time and like boats kind of like comics. So that's kind of over an hour. So I don't suppose anyone will watch it, but never mind. It's there if anyone wants to.
Is there any tree hugging?
No, we forgot to hug a tree. That's our blinking. That's Lisa's. It's a catchphrase, or whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure catchphrase is the right name. Hello. He's got another daft name. Here he is with another daft name. All right, mate.
Shats in pants. Oh, very good.
Anyone got anything new this week they want to show off?
I've got books and so I've got to make an apology actually to a friend. When I showed this issue last week, the Flash 175, I got it mixed up with this one, the Superman 199.
Yeah.
What I got mixed up was this was the one that I got for dirt cheap because obviously the person didn't know what they were selling. But this one, my friend Rob Shepherd, he actually gave me this one.
Oh, right.
Yeah, well, this was even cheaper. Yeah, that's right. But I got this for dirt cheap anyway. Yeah. But that, in comparison to what people are paying for the bloody things, I did say so. I just apologised to him. He said he would watch while I apologised.
A suitably grovelling apology.
Yeah, well, no, it's only because he was the one that gave me the Superman 110 as well, that started me on that journey of 1957. But I've had a few Batmans delivered. Now, so I've only got a few.
To the Mart in the end on Sunday, Mark?
I didn't get to the Mart. No, you did, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I've got a few. I had some money off me dad. Some late birthday money off me dad.
I saw the video. Yeah.
So I'm almost there. The only trouble is I've looked at 199 and 198 now because they're in the same year.
I haven't got that one. Which year is that?
This one's 201 from 1960. This is 69, I think. 68 or 69.
Yeah, missing from my collection.
Well, Mark, that answers my question on whether
Bill.
or not you crossed paths with Gray and gave him
a 68.
No, I didn't, because I wasn't due to be there anyway, Kyle, and I've been really busy. So
yeah,
a likely story. You Brits, you have an excuse for everything. Kidding. Hi, Mark. Kidding.
Hello, too.
Here will lie Batman and Robin.
Carmen Infantino.
What these eBay buys? Terry?
204.
Another Carmine cover.
Yeah, nice.
I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
What is the Operation what?
Blindfold.
Blindfold, okay.
They're all blind, including this one. This is, I think there's a continuing story. That's 205.
Oh, nice reflection cover.
That's a great cover.
I've got that one. I showed that on a cover slingers once. I think it was reflections or glasses. I can't remember now.
In 207.
Yeah, cool. Got that one as well. Man on death row.
No, sorry, 207, 206. This is 207.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a great one.
I managed to get hold of one of the giants in a decent condition. Because most of these, the spines are always split.
Yeah, they're really tough in high grade.
Yeah.
That's
the only thing really wrong with that is the very, very corner there is faded.
Oh, yeah.
But that's it, really. Other than that, it's got a perfect spine.
Well, these eBay purchases too.
Yeah, this was, yeah. Well, it wasn't. It was an eBay purchase off of a guy, but he sent me secretly his email address, and so I got it for a lot cheaper.
I can't.
On eBay.
Right.
But that was the other one.
That's a good way of doing things.
Harry. Watch. Don't be careful.
Hey, Triple G's here. He started yet another new blinking series. He's going through the different years. It's like he did, like 1977, all the geeky happenings from 1977 because that was his birth year.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I need to watch that.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Talking about all the stuff you forget after stuff, the toys and the video games from 1977, and comic books, of course, and Star Wars.
Was he born in 1977?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Apparently so. You wouldn't believe it, would you?
The youngster.
He looks so much older.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's an old soldier. That'll do it to you.
Picked up as well. I thought I had this series, but I hadn't got it. So I just picked up Legends. Like first appearance of Amanda Waller in there, sort of thing. I didn't buy it for that reason. I just bought it because it's
first appearance of who? I'm sorry.
Amanda Waller.
Amanda Waller.
Oh,
I'm
Amanda
surprised.
Waller. Sorry,
I'm surprised that's not worth more. That book.
I think it's going up. That's a good fact.
You can pick it up for about £5 still, can't you? That one. I didn't.
Well, they're going from between £5 and £10. You can pick them up for. But I mean, I got the 6 for £20. So
she's a major character. Great. She's been in about 4 DC films, hasn't she?
Yeah, James Gunn's using her all over. She's
one and 2 series.
But she's in Breach Commandos as well.
I assume that's her first cover appearance.
Oh.
I might need to pick these up. What number was this? What number of Legends?
It's 1 to 6. But say number 1's obviously her first appearance, and number 2, I would assume, is her first cover appearance.
Hi, Janet.
It was only a 4-part series, wasn't it? That one.
6.
Hello, Mom.
6 part, is it? Okay.
Part 3.
Outside.
Hi, Mom.
Today.
Part 4. Part 5.
You're very well preserved, Triple G, like a Egyptian mummy.
Yeah, that's burn stuff there.
Yeah. Well, it's all burn.
Yeah,
all Legends is burn. All 6 issues are burn.
Yeah.
Burn. Burn, baby, burn.
Of fire.
Disco Inferno. Yeah. No. Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. Yeah. Thank you.
Bill, can we see more of your shirt, please? Because I think it's got the banana splits on it.
Yep.
Wow, I want one of those.
One banana, 2 banana, 3 banana, 4.
Yeah, I love it.
So do you know that song Tra La La appears on Bob Marley's song Buffalo Soldiers? Yeah, at the end of it goes hey Darren. At the end of it goes tra la 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 la. Yeah, his favorite show, and they would take a break for an hour every afternoon in Jamaica to watch the banana split. That's Bill, true story. It's documented.
Bill, what's the Buffalo Soldier? To me.
It was basically a black soldier during the Wild West period of the United States.
A lot of them were Jamaican heritage.
I thought it was soldiers in a town in New York.
5 bonus points to who can get the superhero movie that they use that song in.
Buffalo Soldier?
No. The banana splits.
La, 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 la,
I don't know. Probably Deadpool.
Some Deadpool or other movie.
I don't
Superman.
know. No one's anywhere near. It's when I use the word superhero, it's slightly loosely.
Watchmen.
You're getting sort of closer.
Wasn't V, was it?
So the people in this superhero movie don't have any powers.
Oh, it's not.
Oh, Kick-Ass.
Not Mystery Men.
Kick-Ass. Kick-Ass. That's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fabulous movie. You got to watch it.
Kick-Ass.
Absolutely.
I've watched it. I don't remember that scene.
Hey, Mark.
I would like to take a second today, fellas, to say today's podcast is
another hazy day for you,
sponsored, but partly sponsored by Purple Haze.
What I want to know, Bill, is when you're going to share the Purple Haze sponsorship with us.
Yeah, if I ever get any money from them or shirts or anything, I'm spreading the love, brother. I'm spreading the love. So
what's that? Oh, 2000 AD.
AD number 1, isn't it?
No, it's number 38. I only watch it because I'm currently finishing the list.
Right.
Hey, Mark, I don't know if you have him handy, but this will give me a chance since you didn't cross paths with him at the Mart. Do you have the gray pack handy?
No, well, I've got it, but I haven't got it here. It's in, the comic room, yeah.
Kind of hoping to see his face when he sees the surprise I threw in for him.
He's not allowed all his comics at the same time. He's like a kid. He got all his birthday comics. So I've got a couple for him. He's got a couple from you. He's just going to have delayed pleasure until I see him in December.
I've got so many to read him.
Delayed gratification.
So our guest, Deadman comic cover show. What's your first name, buddy?
Terry.
Terry Bill. Nice to meet you, pal.
Yeah. Nice to meet you too.
Thank you. I was the late one today.
Yeah. And
Peter's saying about them. Peter's saying about remaking Kick-Ass, but I thought they'd made 2 or 3.
They made 2.
Kick-Ass 2, 3, and
they made 2. And
there was 2 Kick-Ass movies. I know.
It's been time enough that they could reboot it. Really. Well, because if you think about it, the stars have to be in their late teens, and so there's no way they could use the people that were in the originals now because they're all adult actors. You know, so
Bill,
yeah,
I have just realised Bill, I've just been struggling. For many months I've been thinking, who is it that Bill reminds me of? And I've now worked it out. It's Drooper from the Banana Splits.
Which one's he?
That one.
That's Drooper. Who? They never had a character called Rory, did they?
Man.
Banana Splits didn't have Rory in it, did
they? Thanks a lot, Mark. Thanks a lot.
No problem,
again,
mate.
Thank you, Purple Haze. So I have a couple books to show if anyone wants to see anything.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have some early Captain Americas. Early 70s, I should say, or late 60s, early 70s. And these are somewhat early in the Falcon run.
Yeah, that last one's so Frank Springer, it was scary.
Frank Springer is quite popular now for some reason. And I never thought he was that great, but people are raving about him now.
Hey, Jeff. I believe it's Jeff. I've forgotten now. Someone starts heard from him. I believe it's Jeff. Yeah, it is Jeff. My memory's terrible.
Spidey.
These are all my comics, by the way.
Did you take me to work just to show to us, or you storing them at work, or?
No, these days I always seem to have a bunch of shit in my car. So I just go out to my car, and you guys know me. I like that. You know.
Nice.
Hey, big O.
This is all Alex Toth art inside. Now this is interesting. So Garland, Texas is it's one of the top 10 cities, maybe the 10th largest city in the state. but they had their own free underground newspaper that they used to put out that was heavily underground comics. I got a copy of that. Yeah, this has to be fairly rare, I'm thinking.
Oh, nice.
Charlie Brown meets Vampire.
The Gar. Which Gar is also a fish, but Garland, Texas is not any of that. These are Harvey Kurtzman's magazines. Hey, man. Hey, guys. I'm going to have to take a break real quick for work, but I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right, mate.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want him to go through that help, see if Cleese is in it.
Podcast. My podcast. No, you're good. Don't worry about it.
So you're actually buckling down and doing some work now, then, Darren?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get yourself organised.
So, I mean, it's these lists are the priority, so that's really all I'm doing.
Hey, Big O's in Florida, isn't he?
Not sure.
Oh, did you have to evacuate?
You want to stop having hurricanes? That's what you want to do.
Florida's about to get butt surfed bad.
Yeah, he's in Florida.
Like catastrophically.
Yeah,
tell me you're up near the Panhandle, buddy. That'd make me happy.
Blue, didn't you? The most recent one. Did he not like suddenly come out of nowhere? That most recent hurricane they're talking about.
No, it didn't. It's been stirring for a week out of Yucatan, coming from Mexico across the Gulf. Wow, you're gonna get slammed, though. Not as bad.
Safe, everybody.
Tampa's gonna get annihilated.
I mean, I saw there was a lot of people like all on the one or two highways all trying to get out or something. Like, and the roads were all jammed.
This thing was supposed to die down before it made landfall, and it strengthened back up again. So,
not good.
But it's just going to cut a swath right across the middle of the state.
So I went into London on Monday and picked up a batch of CGC comics that I've had graded. So I'll show
All right, I want to see this.
Yeah. So let's to the reholders. Okay, so first up, really happy with this one. This is
you should have done a live unboxing so we can see your reactions.
Yeah, well, no, unfortunately they send you emails telling you what your gauge you're going to get. So these people who do these surprise unboxings either haven't read their emails or they deliberately don't. So this is a foreign edition. This is an Italian edition Batman. I bought about 10 foreign Italian Batmans about 18 months to 2 years ago. I had them cleaned and pressed by one of the top guys in the UK, and sent this one.
John.
Yeah, John Lacey. Yeah, and came back and
too much comics for him.
Nice 7.5 grade here. Really nice.
How old is that one, Mark?
That is from 1979.
Wow.
Didn't it be Batman now, if it's Italian?
I'm afraid he is Batman. And that's a Jim Aparo cover. Really pleased with that. I thought that was going to come back a 6.0, so coming back a 7.5 was fantastic.
Same Mark. Do they use the same numbering? Has they got the same number as the
No, it's all completely different.
Yeah.
The Italian, that is Batman 301 cover. And the Italian version is Batman 37. So no, they're not.
Yeah, the only foreign editions that match up from American comics are Canada and the UK.
No.
So
so much closer.
This is nice. Well, this is a comic that I bought new off when it first came out. I had it cleaned and pressed. I sent it off. I thought it was going to come back in 8.5.
Usagi. Oh, dang.
Oh, awesome! Yeah. Mark, when you say that you thought it was going to come back, have you made your estimate before you sent it to John, or did John send them back to you? And then...
Oh no, this is after John had them. So
and does he send them directly through?
No, so I sent them to John when I was working down in Bournemouth. My guy who worked for me as my factory manager lived virtually next door to John. Right. So I got him to drop them off with John, and then he brought them back to work and everything. So yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, great rocket cover. Really like this. This is an expensive comic. This is that's some pricey comic. First appearance of Tank Girl.
First appearance.
9.2 double D.
She first appeared in.
Sorry, first title.
Yeah, first. But yeah, she first appeared in Deadline #1.
Yeah, so I'm a big Dave Stevens fan. I sent this off. I thought it would come. I thought it was better than the 9.0, but I was absolutely delighted.
Jesus.
9.8, brilliant.
9.8, nice. What did you think it would be? 9.0.
I thought it was. I find it very difficult. Once something hits 9.0, 9.2, I find it virtually impossible to tell what it's going to come back as. I mean, it looked good to me, but I never go above a 9.0, 9.2. So when it came back at 9.8, really pleased. I'd have been happy with the 9.2. So yeah.
So far, right, you've shown 3 comics that you thought were going to be less.
Yes.
Does this mean that you are too strict with your?
Well, I'll keep going because
that is gonna marry up beautifully with that Star Slayer too, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it does. Yeah. So this is nice. This is from Kal-El. This is from the deal we did 2 years ago, and it's a Bernie Wrightson signature. Again, I thought 9.0 on this, and I had the signature. They've now partnered up with JSA, and they will authorize signatures through the JSA authorization, which is new. So this is really nice. This is Batman the Cult #1, signed by Bernie Wrightson. Came back at 9.4 with the signature authenticated. So this is the new authenticated signature label.
Nice one.
You got the whole
this
series.
One really cheered me up. I bought this in an auction in a lot of there was a big lot of comics. This was in it. I don't think the people knew who was selling it, what they were doing, and it wasn't listed. It was just in the lot, and I thought, oh, that's a really good grade. And I sent it off, and it's one of my favorite comics. And look at this, it came back at 9.8.
Wow.
That is incredible. And a first print as well.
First print, Killing Joke. I was really, really happy with this. I thought this was 9.2 at least, but I did not expect a 9.8. So that's really fantastic. And it makes a big difference in terms of the value, of course. The difference between
I sold one of those about a year ago. And,
did you?
I mean, not in case, it was in a raw.
Yeah.
But the guy kindly, it was a weird thing was I sold it and it went to America.
Oh wow! Okay.
And the guy said, "I'll let you," because he wanted to get it slabbed, and he said, "I'll let you know." And he did, and it came back at 9.6.
Not bad.
I mean, I bought it from new. But,
well, that's very good. Yeah. That's very good. Right, there's another of these foreign edition of Batmans. This one is even older. This is the oldest one I bought. This is from 1967. This is a Batman, but in fact, the cover is from Justice League of America 47. So the way CGC do this, they give it the original title. So, and this came back at 6.5. I thought this was going to come back at 5. So,
it's a little stubby one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great cover.
Right. Next up, this was a reholdering. This had a crack in it, but they do these special labels. You can do these customized labels. So this was a reholdering, but they actually had, when I did this, they had a Magneto special label. So I had this reholdered. And if you can see, it's got a nice. This was already in 9.8 when I sent it. It was already in 9.8 when I sent it in for reholdering.
Yeah.
But I got this special Magneto label put on it.
Yes, great those labels, aren't they?
Yeah, customized labels.
Right. Did you slab everything yourself, or did you buy it slabbed?
I bought it slabbed, but it was cracked.
Cracked, yeah. Guys, say, I'm looking at that. It wasn't the sort of book I'd imagine you slabbing yourself somehow.
No, I wouldn't slab that myself. No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, it wasn't. It was quite in your street, you know.
Right. So this is a comic I bought raw. I had John Lacey clean and press it. I thought this was going to come back a 5.5.
Oh, Mark, that's a goddamn monster.
Yeah.
That's a monster.
So I've been after one of these in a decent grade for some time. It's an expensive comic, this.
Yeah.
A couple of $1,000.
You bought it at a mart, didn't you?
Or more?
It's probably worth 600, something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But it's a nice grade, 5.5. It looks clean. So pretty pleased with that. And I got the grade right on it. I thought it was a 5.5 and it came back a 5. Right, now this is the disaster. This one is a complete and utter disaster.
Is it what I think it is?
Yes. So when I did a trade with Kyle 2 years ago, I said to Kyle, I haven't got a Jack Kirby signature. And he said, I've got a very rare Marvel Milestone Dynamic Forces signed by Jack Kirby. So I said, okay, let's put it in the trade. And we put a value on it of $500, okay, in the trade. Okay, so I've had it for a couple of years. I thought, I need to get this authentic. It was in the Dynamic Forces bag, completely unopened, with the Dynamic Forces certificate of authentication. So when I sent these in for signature authorization, the one I thought would definitely come back authorized was that one. No.
You guys got anything new?
Not Jack Kirby's signature.
Nothing great.
He
got a bunch
bag.
of the early Star Wars from me the other day. Those are the ones I traded them for.
Mute Bill.
Comics you took off.
I think this.
Hold on,
Yeah,
mute Bill. I got what's going on there. Let me Bill. I can hear him talking. Carry on, Mark.
I've discussed this with Kyle. We think there was a rumor at the time that Jack Kirby's wife had signed some of these. So we think that is Jack Kirby's wife has signed it.
No.
Yeah, there's serious provenance on that book. Like 30 years ago, I got that from the Dynamic Forces website.
I was still in the sealed Dynamic Forces
that
bag.
Came from Dynamic Forces to me. But they said the last two books he signed, which was the X-Men Facsimile 1 and the Fantastic Four, he did 1963 issue. Fantastic Four 1, and they said Roz may have signed him.
So what it says on this, and I had to pay $60 to get this on here, Jack Kirby autograph deemed not authentic.
Oh, man.
That's insane. And that's insane that they can say that, because Kirby swore till his dying days he signed those.
Well, right. However, I am now going to go from the worst one.
Can you sue Dynamic Forces?
I'm going to go to the best one now.
Did they send you back the Dynamic Forces bag? And
no, they threw it away. I don't want them. It's too painful. I don't care.
Okay.
This is my favorite one of the whole lot. This again came from Kyle. This is one of one, right? This is the only one of these on the CGC census. Not only is it the only one on the CGC census, it is the only one signed by Neil Adams. Well, even if it wasn't signed by Neil Adams, it's the only one on the census. But it is actually signed by Neil Adams, and the signature authentication came back as genuine.
Good.
This is like you can't find this. It is nowhere. This is from the World Comic Book Expo in Hong Kong from 1989, and they produced a handful of DC comics for the expo, and it was a Chinese publisher in Hong Kong who produced them. Okay, you can't find them. They don't exist. The Chinese authorities don't like foreign comics and foreign superheroes, so a number of them may have been confiscated and burnt.
That's an Infantino cover.
Yeah. this is signed by Neil Adams. Apparently, Kyle tells me when he signed it, he said, "I've never seen one of these."
He'd never even seen one.
No.
Something else about that, why it's significant. Inside that book is Neil Adams' first Batman art.
Yeah, that's right. So
open it up then, show us.
No, bugger off.
Open the slab. Open the slab. Come on, Kyle. Open the slab. Come on, Greg. Open the slab.
So I don't know what this is worth because there's not another one. There's not even one of these unsigned.
What's wrong with it, Mark, for it to be a 5? Because it looks fantastic.
No, it has. You know, I thought this was a 5 when I said
it's dinged up. 5
It's got quite a lot of spine ticks.
Yeah. And it's almost Charlton paper on the inside, almost.
You know, we ought to get that guy that wrote the book on Neil Adams on here to talk about this.
There you go.
Yeah, and we'll see the back, the top edge there is all. Yeah, that's all, the top edge is all done.
Yeah, you can see.
But again, it's a unicorn.
It still shows lovely, doesn't it?
You'll probably never see it.
Okay, as the guy who wrote the book on Neil Adams, I would say that's probably the coolest and rarest of the Neil Adams comics I've ever seen.
And Neil kind of said the same.
Yeah, well then, there you have it.
Well, because he was like, you know, what the hell? I didn't do this cover art.
It's like, first time. I'm kidding.
But hey, Bill, here's one to wrap your head around. Mark, since you went to a happy place, go back one comic. You know what we found out officially, Bill?
No.
Roz signed those.
Roz Kirby?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
So this was Dynamic Forces, sealed bag, Jack Kirby signature. It's come back as not authentic.
What?
Yeah.
Those were the last 2 signings that Jack Kirby did, was on that and on the FF1 milestone.
Wow.
And they couldn't authenticate that Jack did it. And that's the old tale of, you know, well, there was rumors that Roz was signing his books at the end.
She probably was.
Well,
you know,
I mean, they swore up and down they didn't, but I mean, there's a direct line of provenance on that too.
So last one again. I predicted a 6.0 on this. This again, I bought in auction last year. Had it cleaned and pressed by John Lacey.
Wow, that's a beaut. First Werewolf by Night.
Yep.
And my guess is if you get it, what I sent you, the Werewolf by Night 1, I would say was a 7.0. If you get it cleaned and pressed, I think you could get up.
Yeah, I'm going to get it cleaned and pressed. I'm going to get it cleaned and pressed by John.
Yeah, I think it might creep up to an 8. If it gets better than an 8, I'd be surprised. But
I don't think it will. I think it's.
I think it's cleaned and pressed.
I think it's probably a 6.5 at the moment. John might get it up half a grade or.
Yeah, I think 7.75 would be solid on that one.
Yeah, so overall, quite pleased with those.
So Mark, what is your motivation for CGCing?
Right. So let's go. Right. So for this, it's this type of comic gets a lot more value if it's graded. This is a key comic, right? And my reason for grading is it's probably doubled its value once you've got it graded, and also it's going to be passed down. I'm not going to sell that, so that's going to pass down to my kids, and it'll be much easier for them to get the value for it as a graded comic. Something like this, the ones with the signature, I think the authentication of the signature is worth having.
Yep, yeah, absolutely.
And
not if it's from Dynamic Forces, it's not.
Well, no,
them scammers.
But JSA much more reliable than Dynamic Forces. I mean, CGC would never before this authentication would not authenticate Dynamic Forces signatures, and now we see why.
They'd say, you know, like this written on the front, but I don't know. Let's try and put our brains together. What do you think you put a value on that book?
$1,000.
Oh God, no! That book unsigned is worth more than $1,000.
Well,
I don't know if you want to buy it, isn't it? Really?
Unfortunately, I think this is who's prepared to pay what for it.
Yeah,
You could put, if I put that on Heritage, which I'm not going to because I'm a Batman collector and this is a one of one, so I'm going to keep this. But if you got two big Batman collectors
with deep pockets,
this could go quite high. You know, there's none of these. This is one. This is the only one on the census, even unsigned, signed by Neil Adams and authenticated. I think this could go for up to 5,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's my personal view, and it does depend on.
That's another one I don't get, Mark, because you're the one I think of the most when I think of this. I mean, I've confirmed there's at least a second one, and I know you don't like Grendel, but shit, that Batman Grendel's like a one of two known, and I just can't believe that you haven't pounced on that.
No,
I mean, yeah.
So this is this is in my museum of curiosities.
Yeah,
which
curiosities is good.
I can use to tell stories to people. Horror stories, you know, about you know,
precautionary tales, mate.
Precautionary tales, you know, because I've probably sunk about 500 quid into that, and it's probably worth 50.
Yeah, but yeah, you got that. So it's you took a bath on that one, and then you took a holiday in the Far East on the other one.
Yeah, it's swings and roundabouts, exactly. Yeah,
and in that game,
trust a man from Indiana bearing gifts.
CGC is a gambler's game where you mostly win, but sometimes you break even, and sometimes you lose.
Yeah.
Sometimes you.
I don't know. I think
this came back with great eventuality. The reason I've slabbed that is exactly the same. I just think it looks great in the slab as well. It's a cover. This is a cover buy, isn't it?
It's one of the greatest Marvel covers, isn't it?
It is. It's in my top 10 covers of all time, and it's quite a lot of comic buyers, you know, comic collectors would agree. You know,
insane value, same price that goes for.
If you take the duck's head off my face, I will show you the cheap way of getting that cover.
Fantasy Master.
That's the Marvel, the reprints. Yeah.
Fantasy Master.
There you go. Yeah.
The British. Hey, Mark, do you have your slabs handy out there with you?
I've only got these ones, Kyle.
Okay, because I was going to say, as impressive as that one-on-one Neil Adams was, I don't think I'll ever be more impressed than that Mickey Mouse #2.
Well, I've sold that, Kyle. That's gone.
You sold it?
Yeah.
You sold that. That's right.
I got about $3,500 for it.
Yeah. Mickey Mouse Magazine, issue 2 from 1933 with white pages, 6.5.
So what I want to know, if that comic, it's only got that amount of value because of the cover art. There's no the first appearances in it. It's only the cover art. Why isn't the one that Darren just showed worth as much? It's a bigger page for a start.
Because
you've got an even bigger picture of it. It's like
it's not the original. It's not the original.
But it's only the art that's actually driving the price of that up. It's crazy.
It's a decent story. It is a classic cover, but there's no way in hell that's.
So how much are you charging for that, Darren?
Well, I was going to say, in the run of superheroes, which you could typically get in high grade for about £3 each.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I would probably put 20 quid on this one.
And I think you're probably undervaluing it. Yeah, you probably get 30 to 40 for it.
Great, because it's in one of your guys' piles. I don't think it's in yours.
No, it's worth about a tenner. It's worth about a tenner, Darren.
But issue 3, I mean, the latest in the rumor mill is now they're doing a Mephisto miniseries on Disney.
Okay.
This one I got slabbed because I've got about 3 copies of this. So I got plenty of copies I can open up and read. And I just, you know, it's one of my favorite comics of all time. I love the story. Alan Moore, tremendous stuff. And also I bought this in auction for virtually nothing. And it's just like, it's a good story to tell, isn't it? There you go.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there was on the subject of CGCs, I experimented with them about 10 years ago. And there's a lovely chap called Paul who runs a website called wolfcomics.com. And he is like CGC king, in my opinion, in terms of moderns. He bought a large collection of moderns, something like, 20 years ago. And he was just pulling them out. And it was 9/8 after raw, 9/8, 9/8, 9/8, 9/8. So he makes a lot of his living by plucking out his 9/8 raws, sending them all off, and then bringing them back to his website. Yeah. Lovely guy, absolutely lovely. He came to my house when I lived in Nottingham after I'd bought so I bought a collection from a chap in Grimsby 15 years ago, and it was about 1,000 comics, but it included all the not all the monster keys, but a lot of them. For example, the first Iron Man was in there, first Justice League, Green Lantern, and Green Lantern 1 as well, and so on. But these comics had been bought by the original owner and put like this, vertically, standing up on his bookshelf, which kept them pretty damn neat. And when I got them, they were in one of them plastic mylar things.
Yeah,
I think they were anyway. The only problem was, because the bookcase was on a wall opposite a window.
Oh, he got fading on the edges.
The sun had faded, and a lot of these were these double size, the giant size things where they put the text of what it is along the spine.
Yeah.
The sun had taken all the text away. It was pure white. Pure white. So you couldn't, that was a flaw. Nevertheless, anyway, what I was going to say was they're in such nice condition. I thought, wow, I've got to CGC a load of these. So I brought Paul over and he advised me on what to CGC. I sent about 50 off to CGC, and the only time I've ever done a CGC. And it was 50 comics that we thought were just really cool because they were old and they're in pretty nice condition. So these were Batman, all sorts, Batman's, Flash, Green Lantern, the lot. And it's the biggest regret I've ever done. It's the biggest screw up I've ever done. Because what I found was, so a sample of 50 of these books came back. Some of them sold quickly. Some of them never sold. Well, they did eventually sell, but so basically of the 50, probably 10 of them sold. And 40 of them didn't sell until I got to about 30% off in my sale, maybe 40% off. And one guy bought the lot. Every single one, only one guy. But I tell you that the value of the individual comic inside the slab at that stage was worth more than I was selling it for. So I was effectively, if I would have been better off cracking them open and selling them raw.
Yeah,
I didn't because if I just didn't want to.
You've got to be very when you choose what you're sending off to CGC. You've got to be very careful because you're absolutely right. I prefer a raw comic.
Yes, yeah.
I like to read a comic. And I like some of the internal artwork. So you've got to be very clear about why you're doing it.
There were two lessons that I took away from that, and I've never actually CGC'd anything else since then. But the two lessons were. The only things that sell when it comes to CGC, and this is a general rule rather than an exact rule, it's got to have one of two criteria. It's either got to be a key in any grade, or it's got to be a 9/8. And if it's not one of those two things, you're slamming it for yourself. You're not slamming it for a profit.
Exactly.
And that's my general sort of rule of thumb.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a key, you're fine. That Silver Surfer, for instance, is a 5/5. That's fine.
That's a monster key, yeah.
So I will argue one thing. I would say an 8 and above. Honestly.
Well, it depends how. If it's a modern 8,
it's a modern comic. It has to be a 9.
Not a modern comic, no, but like the only comic I've had slabbed on my own, and I think I told you guys this, was Fantastic Four 52. I got it back a month and a half after Comic-Con where I submitted it in person, and I got a 6.5. I was disappointed in that because they were supposed to clean and press it. They only pressed it. They didn't clean it. And if they had cleaned a fingerprint off the front, it probably would have pushed it up to at least a 7.5 to an 8. So I am not very impressed by what they do. But
did you not get a receipt for clean and press?
What's that?
Did you have a receipt that you get when you gave the booking? Did not say clean and press on it?
Yeah.
So did you not take it out and say why is it still got?
If they want to say I mean, who am I to say they won't say they cleaned it? I mean,
not if there's a great big dirty finger mark. It's obvious that they haven't, unless that finger mark is in indelible ink, which is possible.
Yeah,
that's very possible. And I'll bring it on the show next week to show you guys.
Well, yeah, I think you've shown it to us before.
Terry, have you ever had anything slabbed?
I bought slabs. I've never had anything slabbed. No, I've only got about half a dozen. I've won a couple. I bought a couple of new ones that were in slabs because it was cheaper than buying the raw, which was stupid. But yeah, the ones I was finishing with my Superman and my action collection, it got to a stage where it was cheaper to buy a slab than it was to buy raw. And so,
I got a punchline one. I bought one of the few slabs. I traded for one slab, had the comic that we just talked about slabbed, and then I bought a slab Saturday for punchline number 1, which is a San Antonio. It's a national comic, but it was actually by San Antonio artists. And it's one of the first CGC actually gave a special label to for sketch on the. It's not a sketch cover, but there's a small square that was supposed to have comic store information, free comic book day comic, and instead it has a sketch on it, and it's all in the top grid there now, and I can't remember what color it is. I think it's gold. But I bought that for $100 the other day, and $9.98, I think, and I was happy with that. Huh?
That's great, man's 2000 AD pile.
Yeah, my 2000 AD file.
I've just finished listing it.
That's awesome.
Is that £2 each?
There's one or two that might be a little bit more than £2.
Just make it easy for you, mate. Just make it easy for you. Just do £2 each.
Do you still have
the one? You have to do all the summing up.
Do you still have the 1 through 100 for me to get to Phil?
Gray plundered it all.
That killing joke that I sold.
No, I'm only joking.
That killing joke, I only sold it because I was getting money for the Action of Superman and stuff I was buying, and also I had the hardcover version of it. You know, they reprinted it in so many different ways, haven't they?
Yeah,
so I had the hardcover version anyway. But that was so one of there. But I did sell the recent. Well, say recent. I mean, it's probably a dozen years old now. The Satana series went up to about 17 issues, but I had all the variants as well. So I had the Brian Bolland covers and the Adam Hughes covers.
Nice.
And this guy, I sold it to somebody in America, and I got for the whole set. I got just over 450 quid for them.
Oh, that's good.
And the idea was this guy was planning on slabbing them because he thought they were that good, and he said he'd send me back, what they were slabbed, and he did, and he got quite a lot, 9/8 for this. So
fantastic.
As long as he sells them,
that. By
he's
the
made
way,
a hell of a lot of money.
Darren.
Yeah.
Darren, I like that.
Can we go back to the Jack Kirby signature? Have you actually compared it to an authenticated Jack Kirby signature to see how?
Yeah, I can't tell.
I put an authenticated Jack Kirby signature right on top of it, and it's identical.
It looks good to me. I mean, I thought it was genuine. Yeah, I've seen that genuine.
Absolutely identical.
They don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
That does make me wonder about them. I do wonder about that because
No, this is the world's top autograph identification software.
Yeah.
You know what this is?
Oh, it's the first Rip Hunter.
Yep.
Cool.
That's in the bill file, and here, what's this?
The first New Avengers.
Yep. And you know what? What freaks me out is this is not worth more than it's worth. I mean, it's. I would have thought this would have been a bigger deal.
Hell, I got like a 1.0 copy of that.
Well, is it first New Avengers?
I'm just happy to have it.
It's the first time they changed the roster.
Oh, right.
Except for the Hulk.
Where Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, and
cheers, Mark.
Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, and Hawkeye come in.
Cheers, me. Cheers, me. I see you. Oh,
yeah. So when I dropped off, when I picked up from CGC, I took some in to do, and all the ones I took in were signatures because I've got a whole load of signature comics, which
and now they're
without COAs.
They're authenticating them. Oh, that's excellent.
And what they will do now is grade the signature. So they will actually give this. Yeah, they'll give the signature a grade. So it's about how sure they are that it's a genuine signature. So if you get a 10, they're absolutely positive that is definitely the guy's signature.
Even a 9 would probably be pretty much for sure.
9's pretty sure as well.
How can there be increments of surety on a signature?
I know, right? That's weird. Either it is or it isn't. But okay, Mark, cheers me. Now that you regenerated yourself.
Cheers, mate.
Maybe they grade where the signature is, whether it's getting rid of the art and it's put in the tidy place.
Yeah, so all the ones I took in to go off are all signature authentication ones because, you know, if you've got a comic and it's got somebody's signature on it and it, you know, is it or isn't it, you know? So I got a Michael Turner 1 of 1. There's no signature on the CGC register, so it'll be 1 of 1 if I get it signed. He's not going to sign any because he's dead. So
yeah.
I bought a few comics in the Comics Curing Cancer at the weekend. And I picked up a slab. It was a 9.8 slab. It's a 7 of the Walking Dead Deluxe, but number 7. But it's an art cover as that sort of thing. But they look really nice, and I got it quite cheap. I think it was about $30. I think it was, and they say nobody really bid on it.
Ridiculous. I mean, the slab costs you get $30, so you got a free comic.
Yeah, and I mean the other couple of the ones I got as well. I think I bought about 5 things. But one of the things I got there, they've got them in those little plastic cases now that they're selling. Well, they cost about $10 each.
Yeah,
those cases. And I one book. I think I paid $12 for it.
With a free case.
$12. So with this $10 case, you know, it was ridiculous. But it's, you know, I got a few bits. But they did well because they 54. I think they're almost on $55,000 now. And they had a target of 50 again this year. So they've done very well.
They've done well, yeah, it's good. That's in the US, wasn't it? I missed it. I didn't. I saw it too late.
It was also all over the week. I mean, I popped out of different shows, sort of thing. You know, with those, they had the duck races and everything else for a pack of books and I put a few dollars in there, what they wanted, and then I just went in and out of the different programs. But the main one I wanted was the comic one because there was the Black Lagoon. Not Neil Adams.
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, there was a F.A.R.T.s cover.
Wow.
That was doing, but I thought it'd go for a bit anyway. And it did. I think it went for just over $400. But it was a Virgin variant. I think it was a 1 in 100 Virgin variant, but that was in a 9.8. Well, actually, no, it was a 9.9. So, because Rob got a 9.8 and a 9.9, and he was tossing up which one he'd put in. But I think he was thinking about putting the 9.8 in. Actually, the 9.9 went for. But that's one of the ones I was waiting for, but it was just too rich for my pocket, unfortunately. But I would have really liked that. It was a fantastic cover. But I mean, again, that's another one of those things. It's a cover by, it's an Alex Ross Virgin variant, 1 in 100. It's a 9.8, and that's like you say about new comics. New comics have got to be 9.8, otherwise there's no point.
Right.
Or more.
Absolutely.
I mean, the difference between a 9.8 and a 9.9 can be $1,000, $2,000.
Oh yeah.
I need to say this. I think Darren looks 10 years younger now that he's let his hair grow out. You do. You look a lot younger. You look happy.
I thought I was a mad scientist last week.
You look happier. You look happier these days, man.
All I can say is you don't want to be around Darren's house when it's a full moon.
No, he's more like the monsters from Carry On Screaming.
You mind if I smoke?
Trying tonight.
Yeah. And your body's smoking.
Here's a Western for Deadman.
Oh, great.
I think we should do our own charity thing. It's called People with More Money Than Sense Buy Graham comic books. What do you reckon?
1951.
Get people to donate to that.
Graham Bill Mark Darren comics.
Well, it's obvious that you can't come on this show unless you've got a hunky beard on you.
Dude, mine's growing back, but it's not really hunky these days.
Yeah, he's the odd man out.
But I'm hunky.
We call him Feeble Beard.
So Darren gave me the heads up on a collection this morning, this week. So Darren sent me an email sent me a link on Monday saying, "Oh, I think these are near you." It was a Facebook Marketplace guy, and he got 670 Marvel UK things. Mighty World of Marvel, Spider-Man Comics Weekly, Marvel UK Avengers, Star Wars Weekly, about 670 of the things. It looks in reasonable nick.
And if I lived down there and was still buying, I would have gone straight away.
Yeah. And he wanted 400 quid. So I sent him an email saying, "If are these still available, I'll pay you 250 for them." And he said yes. So I said, right. He said, "But you'll have to collect." I said, "That's fine. I'm in Essex. It's probably only an hour and a half from me." So I agreed to pick him up this morning. So I drove down Leon C near Southend. Only took me an hour to get there, and he gave me good directions. His family owns a Chinese takeaway restaurant called Tang's. So he said, park behind the restaurant. There's a customer car park. So I parked behind the restaurant. This old Chinese guy comes out, says, "What can I help you?" So I said, "Yeah, I'm looking for this guy." He said, "Oh, my son, waste of time." I said,
Poor kid. Oh, that's horrible.
So I said, "Well, where does he live?" He says, "Oh, there." So little house next door. So I was about half an hour early, so I knocked on the door, and this woman peers round and says, "What do you want?" I said, "I'm here for comics." She said, "Oh, he's in the bathroom." I said, "Well, I'll wait." So he comes out, and he's got all his comics in the back of his car, right? Oh. So I said, "Have you had these for long?" He said, "Yeah." He's obviously second generation Chinese. He spoke Essex. So, but he's about 50. He's about 50. So I said, "How long have you had these?" He said, "I've had about 50 years. They've been up in my sister's apartment up there, but she's renovating, and she told me I had to take them out. So they've been in the back of my car for the last 6 weeks." So I said, "Okay." So I said, "Right, one of the comics I'm looking for is Mighty World of Marvel 198, which is the Hulk 181 reproduction. It's worth about 100 quid. You can sell it for 100 quid." And he said, it's not there, mate. I said, "Okay, well, I'm not offering you 200 anymore. I'll offer you I'm not offering 250 anymore. I'll offer 200.
So, say again, Mark. I just only half caught that. Had he sold it, or it just wasn't there?
No, he'd sold it. Because I said to him, "Have you had any interest in these?" And he said, "Yeah, I had a lot of interest, but only in people who wanted individual issues."
And how long ago had he sold it?
I think about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Oh, that's not so bad then. Did he tell you how much?
No, I didn't.
I bet it was like 5 quid or less.
Well, it's worth about 100. So
200.
Yeah. So I said, "Well, look, that's one of the ones I was looking for. I'll give you 200 for the rest." And he said, "Okay." He said, "I've got this collection of Viz comics as well. You can have them as well." So.
That was the Viz, right?
Yeah. Viz.
Are they great, though? Are they good comics?
Have you never seen Viz comic?
Yeah.
It's a sort of very politically incorrect.
Maybe you're thinking of a different Viz, because I think there might be a different Viz to what we know.
This is not the publisher Viz. This is like comics go extremely politically incorrect and rude. So
politically
there's lots of smut and swearing in them.
Yeah, Sid the sexist, the fat
slags,
the fat slags. Yeah,
Terry lit up when he started talking about
what's
that.
The new cut? Yeah, I used to love that. I bought them when they came out, originally, sort of thing.
Yeah, So these are really early ones from not a number one. If you can find number one, it's worth about $3 or $4 grand.
Yeah. Tell the story of number one if you know it, Mark.
I do. You tell it. I did look it up because I thought.
Okay. So this was started as something like a fanzine, like these kind of sort of stuff. And it was produced by like a couple of students in Newcastle at the university, I think. So this is like, I'm filling in the gaps, but I think I'm 90%, 80% accurate.
You're right.
So a couple of university students, and they sold it they probably photocopied it at a university or something, stapled it up, and took it around like student unions and bars trying to sell it. That was issue 1. So issue 1 was only like probably a couple of hundred ever created by students who took it around bars where it would have been used as beer mats and bog roll and all sorts. So a Viz number 1 is just rare as hell, and usually found in terrible condition.
Find one, it's about $4 grand.
Yeah.
And the only reason I had one was a cousin who was at university, and he picked it up, and he said, "Have you ever seen anything like this?" Because he knew I was a comic collector. Ever seen anything like this? And I said, "No." And he said, "Well, I've got another one." He said, "So you can have this if you want." So I didn't even pay for the bloody thing, but I didn't sell it for anything like that though. But it was.
Yeah, it's big.
I think I sold a pile of about 30 or 40 issues. For next to nothing, really, sort of thing, because I think there's the value then.
It took about 8 issues or so before it started to sort of change format, and at some point, I don't know when, but at some point in the first probably 15 issues, it was picked up by a proper publisher, and then it became the Viz that we know today.
It's still going. I didn't realise it was still going. It's on issue 340.
Yeah, it's about £4 and £5 an issue as well. I think
it is. Yeah,
it's crazy. Well, everything is these days.
That's signed by Jack.
The Jack Kirby collection of Cloyson pens, still sealed up
and signed.
Yeah. They look like Ros Kirby to me.
I had a set of that. I don't know if I still have it.
That looks very like the signature file.
Identical. Either Roz.
That's Mrs. Kirby as well.
Still sealed,
also signed by Roz. I'm kidding.
Exactly.
So here's some more random stuff.
Great, you and I. We're like
significant about this
with a balloon.
What's significant? Did you say?
It's a variant cover, there, isn't it?
Yeah.
One of the earlier variants.
This is from the Hush series. It's the Riddler chest variant.
Hush.
Impressed the shit out of me. What's unique about this?
It's the worst idea for a comic book ever.
No, Human Fly.
I know that was Super Pro. Super Pro was the worst idea for a comic ever.
I'll give you a hint. It's issue number 5.
But it says 7 on it.
Yeah.
Is that what the unique?
It's a misprint.
Number 7, but it's they
5.
Did that. They also did that with Hands of Kung Fu, which number 4 is actually number 1.
I got this as a gift from the Comics Curing Cancer last year.
Wow, man!
That reminds me, Mark. Did you know you gave me number 1 of Deadly Hands of Kung Fu the other day?
Did I?
Yeah.
Well, this is the advantage of getting free comics from me. Sometimes I don't check them. I just put them in a pile and.
Yeah, I was flabbergasted.
Random slabs.
Is it worth?
Hold on, I got a few more random slabs here.
Oh, yeah,
a 9.6 is Sandman number 1 for no reason.
What?
Or no, 71. I don't believe I just said 1.
Oh.
Sandman 71.
That's a bit of an odd one. Is it?
I got it for free, so I ain't gonna complain. There's Sandman 45 and a 9.4. Again, utterly random.
The sad thing about those is that 9.4 is probably worth nothing.
39 and a 9.6.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's all icing because I got these for free. So.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, that's a good
15
issue.
and a 9.4.
Yeah, most of them comics are worth about £2 each, you know. Right?
Yeah, Sandman has never really gone up in value.
What's
Really?
special about this one?
Second appearance of the Punisher.
Yep.
I had one of those with a Marvel stamp cut out.
And
Terry,
then,
Terry, did you know the answer to that one?
Did I know what?
Did you know that was the second appearance of the Punisher?
Not immediately. I've obviously had one of those.
I said Terry, not Darren. Sorry,
Darren. Yeah, the second Sabretooth.
Terry, did you know that?
I must be honest. I'm not a Marvel. I'm not much into Marvel as I am to DC. So no. I like Marvel.
Yeah, Darren and I both.
What the hell? I don't know much about the first appearances and things like that. No, I thought that cover, because it's very much like Peter Parker, isn't it? Spectacular Spider-Man #1.
Very simple. Well, same characters. Yeah.
No, you're right. I mean, he's clinging to a ship on Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man. He's clinging to the wall. But,
right.
I used to collect. I used to collect Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man and a number of other titles. I mean, I get Ultimate Spider-Man now, but I haven't bought a normal Spider-Man.
And that's the first appearance of Tarantula.
Yeah. He winds up turning into a human tarantula, like most of Spider-Man's villains do.
And how much did I pay for all this? Plus,
they were free, Kyle.
You got it for free.
I see. I got an X-Men giant size 1 and 2.5 up there and other stuff. I've never paid a thing. I've traded some, but it cost me shipping or whatever. So these items slab. But yeah, you can't get more authentic of a Kirby signature than that. And I'm telling you, it was identical.
Yeah, so kids, that could easily be a Ross signature as well.
Go to Kyle.
You might have signed all his stuff for all we know.
Yeah.
What?
She was probably at cons in a suit, like pretending to be him, smoking a cigar or something.
Yeah. Can somebody pull up Team America #5 to see what I'm talking about?
Team America #5.
Show their slabs. I'll just go and get mine.
First comic ever.
I've got about 5 or 6 slabs. They're all either winnings or gifts. So when I've got Team America 7 or Team America 5.
Pull up Team
that one
America
you got there
5.
says it's an action figure reprint. Kyle. Team America 1982 action figure reprints #7. It shows the one you just showed.
Yeah.
So that's a reprint. It's not #5. It is #7.
But look at the cover of issue 5.
I am looking at the cover. Exactly the same one you just showed.
Yeah.
Show it again. Yeah, that's a reprint.
From?
This is Team America action figure reprints. It's got a #7 on the front of it, like you just shown.
Team America got action figures? Are you fucking kidding?
Only action figure reprints. There was
what? Mark,
5, 6,
come on,
and 7
man. That's funny,
had reprints.
Dude. We both need to be guffawing at that.
So
action figure reprints. What the hell?
Let me just finish speaking. Right, reprint of Team America #7 packaged with the Honcho action hero figure set produced by Ideal Toy Co.
Oh, that's right.
That's what that is by the looks of it.
Oh, so I think Kyle's might be really rare. Because it was only
with the toys. It's fairly rare.
Yeah, it's with the toys. And like I said, that's the cover to issue 5. It's issue 5, but it says
but they've obviously reused the cover for issue 5 for that one. It's quite weird.
Yeah,
but it's still
and it's issue 5 front to back.
Let me look at the original issues. Yeah, you're right. It's issue 5 of the original run, but that one with the 7 on it is a reprint issue. They've used the cover from 5, but there's been, but yeah, I don't know why it made it. That's really kind of weird because there was 3 reprints and they were 5, 6, and 7 for some reason. I don't know why they did 1, 2, and 3. It's very weird. Oh, Darren's got something.
And it came with it, but it came with the toys, but there's a price tag.
See, this is another one, a different issue with a number 5 on.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Look how thick the numbers are. There's something funky about that in the first place.
Yeah, the reprints. You got number 6 and number 7 as well. Number 7 has got the number 5 of the original run, though. Like Kyle was saying.
Yeah, it's weird.
I've just been reading these strange adventures.
Those are the type of comics. If I get any of those, they go on the Greyman's pile.
Yeah, this comic here has got quite the most horrible story I've ever read in a comic book. I think it was absolutely horrible. Didn't like it at all. It was like great art, Brian Boland's story as well, I think. And it's like these adventurers, like old English adventurers going to like explore kind of thing.
Yeah.
And this guy was in the town they'd gone to, and basically he's been tortured to death, real slow, horrible, painful death. Right, and it turns out that him and his mother had helped a previous adventurous group who was the brother of the guy on that adventurous group, and they're supposed to have paid some tribute to the guy in the town, and they refused. They didn't pay it. They run off, and on their escape, they bought some. They basically spent the night with this guy and his mum, and they didn't know that they were, had broken the law or whatever. But the guy gets killed anyway, and tortured and killed anyway, in a particularly slow and horrible, painful way. And that's it. That's the end of the story. And it was like, what the crap? That was just like horrible. What was the merit of that story? I'd rather not have read it.
So I'll show you those. I've got 8 actually. I thought I had 5. So.
Oh yeah, let's have a look at your slabs.
This one's Action Comics number 236, and as I said, got this because it was cheaper to buy the slab than it was to buy there. It's slightly trimmed because it's got a little corner trim. Don't really care if it says in a slab. It doesn't really matter, does it? But so this is actually less money, including the carriage, than it was if I bought it raw. And I couldn't find a decent raw copy anyway. And the same reason for this one. This one's 231
slabs as well. You're not going to break them out and read them, I think.
No, I mean I've read the stories previously. Yeah. I mean I read them on. You can read them online. So yeah, might as well just keep. Because when I catalogue them, I like to know what's inside of there. Because obviously we've got the jokes. You got the the bolting off stuff, haven't you? Sort of thing inside.
Yeah.
This is the dearest one. It's only a 1.0, but what they say is.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, Brainiac. Yeah. Is that not got first Metallo as well?
No,
the
first Metallo's in 252.
And is that not another first? Is that
the first Metallo is in the same as the first Supergirl in the same comic?
Have you got that
raw? Was in with somebody else?
I've got that raw 252.
Yeah. Have you got this one raw? Have you got this one raw as well?
No. I've got a reprint of this though, so I've read it.
What's the issue number? What's the issue number?
This is 242.
242.
Yeah. But that's the
big key.
First Brainiac.
That thing's gonna skyrocket when the Superman movie comes out, since Brainiac's the bad guy in it.
And that's 4.5. But that's again, some of these things, there's a stain on the back cover. I think and this brings the grade down because I can't really see a lot wrong with the book. There's a few chips on the, but it's not,
No, it looks nice presenting.
Yeah, it's virtually all black cover as well. That'd be the best.
Probably out on the inside, maybe the inside page.
The back cover's got a stain on it.
This one, obviously, a lot more modern. I won this on F.A.R.T.s channel, Comics.
Yeah,
he had one of those wheeled things, that sort of thing, and I won this on that. Cool. This one I bought the other day because I just love the cover.
Oh, Colin.
Yeah. She's so beautiful in that. As you say, it was number 1058. But like you say, Carla Cohen, it's an absolutely gorgeous cover. And again, this was another one of them ones. I bought it in this 9.8 because it wasn't a lot of difference buying it in it and buying it raw. Really, you know. About 15,
that's very nice. If you ever want to sell that, let me know.
Yeah. And then one Superman annual. Nice. The number 1 Superman annual, not the 80-page giant.
It gets confusing then, doesn't they?
Yeah, well, especially when in eBay they're trying to sell it as this, the 80-page giant as this one.
eBayers have no idea.
And talking about that one.
Oh, another nice one.
And that is the 80-page giant.
Those are hard to get. Those are hard to get in that grade. 6.5 for those is quite high.
And that would have been Superman Annual number 9.
That's a CBCS though, isn't it?
This is this is a PGX.
Which are got a bit of a reputation for being
regarded as they're not so great. But to be honest, I mean, they did a thing Rob done on Rob Fatstacks did one for a while because he sent off about over the course of about 3 videos, he had sent off 30 PGX from to have it converted, and virtually every single one of them came back the same. There was a couple of differences, but in general, they all came back the same. I think one actually came back slightly higher, but no, that's in. There's an advert inside other the books there advertising this as Superman Annual number 9, and then for some reason they did that business where they changed it to 1, and this was they had 1 to 15, didn't they? The annuals were 1 to 15, and then number 16 I think was Justice League of America 31 or something or other. I can't remember exactly now. And then they went through to about, I think, number 83, but they just had that little number on the inside of the normal numbers.
Yeah.
But as I said, but no, I mean, it looks okay. And this one I actually got because they brought out a facsimile of this about, 6 months before I bought this. But so I had to get all the, because I got all the Superman, I had to get all the annuals as well. So, that's my, so I think I got 2 more on that Comics Curing Cancer. So I've got 2 more. So I'll have 10 slabs. I have picked out 20 books I want to get slabs because I wanted to be on only slabs. but when I worked out how much it was going to cost me, it was talking about £1,000.
Oh yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah, for doing it, and I thought, well, do you really want to be on the show that much? £1,000. I mean, that's a guesstimate as well, because I'm only guessing at what the postage is. It could be more than that. And I mean, obviously, the older the books, because of about 5 or 6. Yeah. I mean, I would have done like the Action Comics 252. I mean, that would cost a bloody fortune, no matter what grade it comes back in, sort of thing, that sort of stuff. So,
I will never be on that show.
I used to have.
Not that they'd invite me anyway. But
you've been on it, haven't you, Mark? You've been on any slabs, haven't you?
No.
Oh, I thought you had.
No, don't think so. No.
Well, I'm sure you remember if you did. I thought you had. You certainly got.
Is it a US show or a UK show?
US show. Rob's Fat Stacks, only slabs. But I mean, they say you've got enough slabs and everything else. You've got some nice stuff and everything else to show on it.
I've got 3, probably about 200 or 300.
Yeah, the nice. I mean, Sunil's been on it a couple of times.
Oh, he's fun.
Yeah,
he's a complete lunatic, Sunil. I don't get him at all.
He actually is their favourite. Rob, he actually turned around and said that the best show they ever did was with Sunil on.
He's a really odd character, Sunil.
Yeah. And I've spoken to him quite a few times, but to say,
I'm sure he don't speak to me, but I'm sure I bought some Atom off him once. I went to his workplace. I'm sure that was him, if it's the guy I'm thinking of. And I bought a bunch of Atom from him, like from his workplace. But I see him at the Mart every now and again. But
yeah, he occasionally has a stall at the Mart. He's peculiar.
Is he? I see.
His collection's crazy.
He's funny peculiar. He's really nice peculiar.
Oh, he's nice. Yeah. I mean, his collection is.
He just sold
issue 1 and 61 of Superman. Because I said, well, you can buy my 108 to the present day off me, sort of thing. And then there's not much of a gap. Then you can fill in the rest of him, but he doesn't want to fill the rest in. Not that I would sell mine yet, anyway.
He just sold Spider-Man #1 to another channel, UK channel. You know, Shags Comics and Statues.
Yeah.
You aware of that channel?
No.
Because as far as I know, I think he tries to keep only tries to keep about 200 or something or other in his collection, doesn't he? But I think it goes over that all the time. But he does. I think that's his plan. But I mean, the 200 he's got, including those 61 Supermen, so he's got another sort of 139 others. But I mean, all of them are probably top notch, worth a fortune. He's probably got many millions, sort of thing, really. So, stuff that he's got. Never has a bad. He never has
not a collection.
When he was showing it on that show, he's never. He never shows anything. You wouldn't think there's less than about like a couple of $1,000.
Damn.
He's got some old benches there.
Oh, there's my rubbish pile.
Oh, send them to me then, Darren, if they're rubbish.
I'm the one who was up all his rubbish.
I was thinking that the annoying thing when I've been doing my little show sort of thing, with the covers and everything else, and I come across, like first appearances and all that kind of thing, and there's barely any first appearances in Action and Superman. They're all in bloody adventure comics. You say, this is the first. He goes, this is the first appearance of Gold Kryptonite. No, it wasn't.
First Legion adventure comics.
Yeah, that's the real wrestler. Yeah, the first were there, but there's no first appearances in Action Comics. That's not true because there's a hell of a lot of first appearances of the Legion of Superheroes in Action Comics, but in the Supergirl stories, she met most of them before Superman ever did.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I've got one of those. Yeah, I've got.
Met him as Superboy.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't got that one.
You what? Are you serious?
Angle.
No, I haven't got it.
Oh, that's the bondage one, isn't it?
Yep.
They're all bondage ones in What I'm talking about. There's trying to hold up a lowest comment saying that's the bondage one. There's about 3 million bondage ones in that run.
We did that one, Mark.
Only 137 of them, so you're exaggerating.
One of you guys put that up on the show when we did the cover slingers with you and Alan.
Great.
Yeah.
No, I haven't got that one.
I don't think you want this one, though.
No.
Why? Is it missing? No, I don't.
That's it. Is that not two women strapped to your organ cover?
Yeah. This is my rubbish pile. But it's got value. But I think that there's a way to achieve the best value of this, and so I don't think the right way to get the value out of this pile is through the shop.
Right.
Are these low grade stuff you go?
Ultra low grade, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the return of
odd ones are okay, but this is just whenever I've been sort of buying stuff, and this has been a box, and you always get some junk.
I love Sad Sack.
There's a couple of Sad Sack specials.
Darren, do you like Sad Sack?
I've never read any.
Oh, damn it, man.
I like Sad Sack.
I love Sad Sack. So my mother was a fan when it only appeared in newspapers.
How weird is that?
You've gone blurry, mate.
Oh, it's my silly camera.
There you go.
Oh, you got two of those.
Two.
Come on, camera.
Sorry,
There you go.
Sarge, I just blew your face off.
You're focused about 2 inches away from the camera.
Yeah.
No, mine does this. Yeah,
there we go.
You're back. You're back.
He back. Oh, that's good.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers to the death of Superman, everybody.
No, I'll be up.
Yeah, that was the thing with the death of Superman. There was three before there ever was the big one. They forget about that.
Yep. Great.
There was
Terry, are you looking forward to the new reboot of Superman by James Gunn?
The film you're talking about?
Yeah, he's rebooting it, isn't he?
Yeah, I was just say, I'm looking forward to see what they're doing with all these different characters because they're bringing those. I think, to be honest, though, by the sounds of it, there's so many characters in it. I don't know how long they're going to be there for.
They're going to have Wildcat and
5 minutes because there's so many of them.
Yeah.
There's got the was it Nathan Fillon's playing Green Lantern Gardner, isn't he? But I think it's just a bit old for that, to be honest. But it should be funny, especially if he plays it like he plays most of his parts, because he's a bit of a comedian himself.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
And Guy Gardner's a bit of a comedian, isn't he? So
yeah, I think that'd be good.
I think they might have picked the right person.
Oh, nice.
But generally, when James Gunn picks somebody to play a character, they play him all the time, not just in that one thing, you know.
Yeah.
What annoys me about Superman is that I loved Batfleck and I loved Cavill.
Yeah. Try to avoid all the things there, because you know half the story beforehand, don't you? And somebody when they did that the last Batman film, and there was all the reported, you know, all the things, because a lot of it was filmed here, wasn't it? And there was people ruining it.
But isn't Philly and TDK and the James?
So what's your plan for these low grade ones then? If you're not going to say.
I suspect that the best way to sell stuff as low grade as this is in a box in an auction.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
Because
people won't know the condition.
People who visit the auction in person.
That last one you showed, I sold that. I sold that. My other copies. I had 2 copies of that. I sold it the day, but it was so they liked it so much they priced it twice, because it had the 2 10D stamps. Was the thing of it. Right across the words, it was.
Typical.
Because the reason I think this would do best in a box in an auction is because anybody going to the auction will clearly have a rummage through the issues and realise how low grade they are. But so many people in auctions these days never visit. So there'll be a bunch of people who think it's worth more than it actually is.
It looks like
you may well be right.
Shop, those are good. Stick,
Too bad they're not 3-pence copies.
They're great reading copies, though, aren't they? I mean, it's only the covers that are crap, isn't it?
Well, I mean, yes.
Do you not think you can sell them for £2 each on your blinking page, or apart from that one?
I don't think. I think £2 too much.
Right, show that one again. Right, so I have, when I go through and I buy comics at auction and stuff, I've got a number of piles. So my first pile is it's absolute crap. I'm putting it in the bin, right? The next pile is I think that can go to Greyman.
I'm only slightly above the bin. I like that.
I put Greyman below the bin.
Third pile is Bill will love this because it's from England. You know.
So the bin is even Greyman's not going to want that. And I have to say that one put it in the bin. I'm not going to give it to Greyman.
This is a Greyman for me. He will appreciate it.
Exactly. I'm not proud.
He'll read it.
Yeah, and that's what he wants it for.
Oh, look at that. Me, I'm sad. You're shooting beams at me. That's my super baby talk.
So the reason I picked this pile up is because, you know, that Brainiac sort of thing that you put up, I know that cover. And I wondered if it might have been in this pile or if I've taken it out.
Yeah.
Oh, those are great.
Which cover are you talking about? The Brainiac one?
Have I already shown these? Am I going backwards again?
No, you go forward.
No, you haven't shown that one yet. That's Starfinger on Adventure. You haven't shown that one yet.
I've totally screwed this up.
No, you're showing them still. You're showing the right way.
Oh, yeah, because there's a detective on the bottom, so...
Okay, look, I'm going to show you guys this, and you can't mock me, but I am the true Starfinger.
No, you're the weird finger. We've seen that before. Oh, you got like a star.
There's a star in the middle. So
you have to point in the right direction, then, mate.
You're not quite on camera. You're trying to show us the gap.
Okay, Terry, this is why we have no viewers for this show.
Because Bill does whatever the fuck he wants in the middle of an episode.
I feel sorry for Bill, though. He's probably never reached the G spot.
Oh, dear.
God, I fucking hate Kyle right now, and I love Kyle with all my heart, but I hate him right this second. See, Terry, this is what I have to do. I have to be demeaned just to be accepted. It's so sad, and you're here to witness it all. And he'll probably pile on like the rest of you blokes. God damn it. I can't win.
You set yourself up for it, mate.
You know
I did. I totally did today. Darren's not even taking my.
You showing any more comics, Darren, or what's going on?
There's a nice one.
Oh, that's a nice bad one.
That's it. That's the rubbish pile.
Tomorrow, goddess of death. I will kill
Mark, do you remember
Batman,
once
if you don't pleasure me? What?
I went to Sheffield auction for a look.
Yeah.
And I came back and I was like, that's not how to sell comics.
No,
that is just
I agree. Yeah.
It's like deceitful what they do there.
It was. Absolutely.
Well, to be quite honest.
What do they do?
So they would.
What they would do, Bill, is that they would get a bunch of comics like that you've just seen there, and they would lay them all out lovely on a table and take a couple of ranged shots. And at range, you can't see the damage.
With the good ones on
top. And you think, oh, nice. And also, they would mix in a load of old crap. Like when I say old, I mean crap. Not old crap, I mean crap. With 20 of these. So you get 80 crap comics that mass-produced 80s, 90s complete rubbish with about 20 of these really battered ones. And then they would big it up. And they'd put the old ones in a prominent position or something to try to fool the bidders that it's something better and more than it actually is.
So please tell me you don't deal with them anymore.
No, I've never done any dealing with them.
That was it.
He can't beat him, so he's going to join them. That's how he's going to sell his from now on.
I walked in there. I walked in there because I saw some potentially interesting stuff in these big ranged photos on saleroom.com. So I thought, right, you know what, I'm off to Sheffield. So I went to Sheffield. I went through every single box they had that day. And I came away thinking, Jesus, I'm not even going to go for any of these. These are all just horribly done. But there were a few lots in there that had some interesting stuff in. But there was damage. There was cuttings out. There was writing on issues and stuff. And none of this had been declared. They had things like Dynamic Forces stuff that had been taken out of the bag and the certificate was on top. And so everything you could possibly do wrong with a comic, they were doing wrong with the comic. Now, the reason I'm telling this story is that's what the kind of sale is for this stack of rubbish.
So Darren has learned from this and he's going to copy the style.
If you can't beat them, join them. No, not even copy the style. I'm sending them to Sheffield. because let me tell you why. Every one of the books I do, as you know, through the shop, gets a grading sticker, and the grading sticker has Splat comics on it. I own that sticker in terms of I own that sticker, so therefore I own the grading of that comic in there.
Yeah.
So if someone gets the comic out of a bag and it says Splat comics off the front, that's my reputation.
Yeah.
None of these will have my reputation on them at all. This will just be in a box off to Sheffield auction and let them do what they want. The reputation will come back on Sheffield. And that's the way. That's the way.
It's already shit anyway.
Bill, are you giving us an upskirt?
No, unless you want one. No, I'm tired of holding my. That's my ceiling of the store. This over here is the comics, and here I am looking like I'm wearing AI gear and sunglasses.
So there you go. There we have the Banana Splits character. Perfect. You're just doing.
Hey, everybody, it's me, Drooper. Let me sing a song. Yeah. Okay.
But
Mark,
on a previous Geeky Weekly, I've gone through my partnership with Gray, and he's taken out all the ones he needs.
Yeah.
Hey,
I bagged all the ones that I needed.
Bill, does your banana split your tank?
Yes.
I'll throw you out of the freaking chat, mate.
Don't do that. Don't do that to me. Come on. So name this character.
I don't really know.
The elephant. That's Snorky.
No, the A. Oh, okay. That is Snorky. That's yeah. That
What was
is
that TV
Bingo.
show that used to have a cat called Rory on it? It was a lion.
What's that?
Lippy the
wasn't Banana
lion?
Splits, was it?
Lippy the lion?
No, it was Rory the lion. I think it was Rory. And they go, Rory, Rory, tell us a story.
No, that's a
Ring any
British
bells?
thing. Sorry, dude. We don't know that shit.
Fleagle.
We're Fleagle. So Fleagle is right here.
Yeah.
I hate when I get Fleagle in my shorts.
Yeah, and Fleagle hates that too.
There must be some Banana Splits comics.
There are. There's several.
Just randomly inserting a word into a sentence doesn't make it into a joke, Kyle.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to go look up the definition of a joke, like punchline, lead, all that kind of thing. Just randomly saying words you've heard in the last 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I just wish you could pull up the pictures of me dancing with the band Split.
No.
So, Greg, can you put me full screen? I have some stuff now.
No. You're not to be trusted.
You don't have to.
Like 52 years ago, I danced with the band Splits.
This is
Wits
End,
Wally
Wood's fanzine of himself and many other.
Butt?
So it's an elephant's butt. Yes, it is. And there's no appearance of Mr. A in this, although Mr. A by Steve Ditko had appeared twice.
If it lifted its tail, you might see Mr. A.
What's that?
If it lifted its tail, you might see Mr. A.
Yep.
Or you might see Grimsby.
Yes. So this is volume 2 of what, Kyle?
Stranko, History of Comics.
Yep.
First print without the header.
Yep.
It was Animal Crackers, that was it. Animal Crackers.
And this is amazing, guys. If you've ever seen this or ever have a chance to get one of these, they're fantastic.
They are. I've got them. Yeah.
Oh, I know you do. I'm sure you do, buddy.
Snap.
So I meant that in a nice way.
You have this?
That's the unsigned portfolio, isn't it? That makes me nuts.
You crunched that up. It's all scrunchy.
Let me see.
That made me nuts. They put out wood portfolios and then didn't have him sign them.
Yeah, not signed.
Yeah, that made me nuts. Why would they put out wood portfolios unsigned?
That's Famous Monsters.
Why would they do that?
Huh?
I said, why would they do that?
Yeah,
indeed.
Good question. So this is a big deal. This is the first Warren comics issue of any Warren issue. Famous Monsters number 1. 1959, Kyle?
Yeah.
Yeah, thereabouts.
Yeah.
What's the value on that one?
Probably the most important guy in science fiction history.
Yeah. What's that, Darren?
What's the value on that one?
Somewhere between $500 to $1,100.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh shit! I sold it for a tenner about 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh my god.
Oh well.
But number 2, well,
and that one.
You do the best you can. You have this one?
I had them all. I sold a huge box of
this is even harder to find than the first one.
Uh-oh. I gave a big present away then, didn't I?
Yeah, you did, but that's okay.
I had a box of about 100 of them.
Oh my god, dude!
Like the whole run of that, there's of all the stuff around there, like Warren and Curtis mags about movies and monsters.
That's crazy. So this is the first Basil Gogos cover, and this.
Are these yours, Bill, or are these the stores?
No, these are all mine.
Oh,
these are all from the collection, Mark.
Yeah, they're great. These are great.
Aren't they? No. You know what? What am I going to do when I run out of the shit? So I do have to say one thing. I got a Daredevil number 158 and a 168 and I opened them both, and Frank Miller had signed them both on the inside cover.
Nice.
So I'm really happy about that. I bought this friend of mine brought in this. It had weird water damage on the top of it, but not a lot. X-Men 137, and I opened it up, and he goes, "Oh, not only is it water damage, but someone scribbled on the inside front page." And I looked at it, and it's John Byrne, and I go, "Yeah, that's the artist." And he goes, "Oh man, is that mean it's worth less?" And I go, "No, it's worth more." And I traded them. I traded them to Phantom Strangers. I gave them a really good deal because the water damage will make it worth less, but it's a really nice copy. And they were Phantom Strangers for Neil Adams covers Phantom Strangers. But so yeah, the last couple. Why are you covering your mouth, Mark?
So John doesn't sign very often, does he?
Well, I'm just wishing I was in the States so I could do deals with you.
Well, you can still do deals with me. I've got your back. And
I know, but you must have a stack of stuff of mine. It's you're even worse than Darren. It never happens.
No, I have it, and I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send you a bunch of. I'm gonna send Darren a couple things, just not for trade, just because I know Darren will love it. And,
no, just money. Just send me
no,
money.
No,
I don't collect
nothing...
comics. I want money.
No, it's not comics. It's something else.
Comics or blow up dolls. They're the only two interested.
It's blow up dolls.
Playboy magazines.
And I want a Banana Splits shirt.
I will get you one.
There's a book behind you with my name on it, so I think that.
Mark, are you 2X?
3X.
Oh yeah. Oh, Terry, look.
Terry?
Yeah.
Oh
Terry's
yeah.
Right. Terry's right. First
What's
comic
that?
book appears.
Terry and the Pirates.
The Dragon Lady.
Terry and the Pirates.
Milton
Canada.
I won't be surprised if Terry knows a few pirates.
There. But
it's a slow day. It's a slow day in your shop, Bill.
Wednesdays are also always kind of slow. You know, I was able to go down and have lunch with a friend of mine at a Japanese place, like right down the street.
Yeah,
it was nice. It was really nice. Yeah.
Is the shop closed when you go for lunch?
Yeah. Yeah, you're fucked. If you want to get comics, you shouldn't be here. But, you know, go eat lunch, come back after I get back. And no, we have so few people here on Wednesdays. It's kind of sad.
Earlier you said about that John Byrne signature, because he doesn't sign very often, does he? John Byrne.
No, but this was probably signed. This must have been signed 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Or more.
He used to sign a lot, but now.
Yeah.
No, I thought he didn't sign very often, so it would have made it a bit more expensive.
Terry, he doesn't even draw anymore.
No.
He hasn't drawn for 2 years.
No.
Which is sad because he's still great.
It's like Alan Moore. Finding an Alan Moore signature is really difficult as well.
Yeah.
He never sees.
I've got one.
I mean, I've got a Bernie Wrightson one, and I didn't know that was like the same thing. As I bought some books. I've been buying some books a few years ago from a guy in Germany. He had an American friend that had left these comics to him, and he was selling them. But they're all really nice stuff that he was selling. But he said, I've got some that are signed. He said, I keep those separately and sell those for more money. But he slipped up and he didn't notice this particular one he sent. I can't remember what the book is now. But
in the inside front cover.
In the inside, it was signed by Bernie Wrightson.
Yeah.
Well, that's the signature. That's what it looked like anyway, sort of thing. But I mean, there's nothing fantastic about the book itself. Sort of thing. It wasn't like a first appearance or anything like that. So it was not like that. But to say have a signature. But I mean, if I have signed things, I'd like prefer them to be signed on the inside anyway, so rather than all over the cover.
Well, Bernie lived in Austin for the last 10 years of his life, and which is like 70 miles from me. I got to meet him several times. Great guy, really great guy. He would sign anything. Although I think he signed professionally less as he got older. But if you brought anything to him and you were hanging out with him, he'd be like, oh, yeah, whatever, 100 people, nah, not a problem. I never did that, but I had friends who did. I think the most I ever got signed from were 2 things at once. And he was like, Bill, you don't have more of my stuff than this? And I'm like, oh, no, I do. I'm just trying to be respectful. And he goes, oh, yeah, you're way more than Howard, this guy over here, who's a friend of mine. He goes, Howard gave me like 130 things to sign today. And I'm like, dude, I will never. And I I'm respectful. And that's the thing is that and then I was like, wow, I could have gotten 20 things signed and he still wouldn't have bitched about it, But, Bernie went too early. I think I don't even think he made it to 70.
No, it's quite young.
Yeah, just a great guy. He had a lot of medical issues towards the end, which is sad, which none of us want. All of us want quick deaths like heart attacks or hit by a train or something. But I'd
rather just die in bed, thanks. Yeah. Just fall asleep and stay asleep.
Kyle already has his Christmas.
Kyle, you deserve to die. Kyle deserves to die by Christmas tree for having a Christmas tree up in October.
Kyle, no. What you do is you go take a white sheet, put it over it, draw 3 circles. And until Halloween,
it's black.
Until Halloween
tree,
you have a ghost.
The Halloween tree.
Yeah.
Halloween tree.
But do the ghost tree until November 1st, dude.
The pub we go eating in, they put their Christmas tree up just the last day of September.
Dude,
we put up a Halloween tree and it
be up here every week,
December, and then we put up the Christmas tree.
So it's a Halloween tree now. Next month it'll be a Thanksgiving tree. You'll hang bits of turkey and cranberry sauce off it, and then in December you turn it finally into a Christmas tree.
The purple from the cranberries will be just dripping down. Yeah, that'll be wonderful. Yeah,
because they don't.
I don't want to see what you hang up at
Guy Fawkes. They don't do Guy Fawkes over there, do they? So
no. We have a Donald Trump Day.
Valentine's is still hanging with
Parliament in 1605. It's not
Trump Day. It's Trump Day.
Not yet, anyway.
You guys are making me laugh today. Thank you. I need something to laugh about. But so I'll be doing a panel at Comic Fest at the end of the month on Rod Serling and his connection to comics. Yeah, and actually, you know what? Here's the thing. I've only been to San Diego for Comic-Con. First time I'm able to take Blanca with me and get her to escape, all the bullshit we have to do these days with, family obligations. And I think it's going to be fun, And I'm sure. What's that?
Where is Comic Fest?
In San Diego.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was created 10 years ago by people that were tired of Comic-Con not being about comics anymore. And many of the founders were the people that founded Comic-Con in the first place. So this is like a pure comic event. And it's not about the other hullabaloo about comics and related media. So it should be good.
Funny enough, I'm just rewatching Twilight Zone. I'm halfway through the first season.
Terry, it's great, isn't it? It's wonderful.
Talking about Twilight Zone, was it watching Bill?
No, No, what he just said about Rod Serling.
Your mate Alan earlier on, Mark. Yeah, your Canadian mate Alan, the collector geek, whatever his name is. He was showing off his one of his Twilight Zone comics he got recently. He couldn't remember Rod Serling's name. He was saying Rob Sterling or something like that. Ron Sterling, I think he called him.
Oh, right. Okay, of course. Rod Sterling is the Twilight Zone guy. Yes, of course. I'm there now.
So they're celebrating Rod Serling's 100th and guy who created Harvey Kurtzman's 100th at the same time. Oh. And I'm throwing Ditko into mine because Ditko's about to be 100. But Ditko had a lot to do with Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone had a lot to do with Ditko, and that's kind of a unknown that people. Oh, what is that?
What's that? The comic you're talking about? He had lots to do with
the narrator. Oh, I love that. That's Rod. Oh, that's great, Terry. I love that.
Oh, you gone silent, mate. Yeah, hold on. What happened to your sound?
He's on mute.
Yeah,
he's back.
The weird thing was, this actually is not out yet until the 26th of October.
What?
Pre-order?
Yeah, but I got it, and lots of other people have got them as well. So lots of other people have received them as well. But supposedly, when I ordered this, pre-ordered it, it wasn't due until the 26th of October. But I got it about 4 days after I ordered it.
I think.
Pardon?
I believe that might be his birthday, Terry.
Yeah, possibly.
If I'm not mistaken, I may be mistaken, but it's funny because that's the same weekend as the con, so I have a feeling they'll be selling those there too.
No, I put this on the Twilight Zone on the Twilight Zone on Facebook. You know, the Twilight Zone page, and I put this on with a picture protecting the Twilight Zone video sort of thing. I've got the box set of the first and second and third season. Well, all the series of Twilight Zone, because there's been like 4, I think now, haven't there? There's been 3 spin-offs of it, so to speak, sort of thing. Before this is the most certain one. So I've got all the DVDs of that, and I put this as a protection. I took a photograph of it, and I put it on the Twilight Zone thing, and I think I had about 1,000 hits. And so many people say, "How do you got that? It hasn't come out yet. It hasn't come out yet." Sorry, but
that's great though.
26th of October it's supposed to be out, but say I wasn't the only one who got it. Loads of other people have received them, but I think they've only received them in the UK, but they haven't had them in the States yet, which is a bit weird considering that's where
we're very lucky on this show because quite often we get an episode of Chance von Schattenpants cooking show, and here he is bending over.
Nice shot.
Put it on the cow pile, as we say in Texas. Put it on the cow pile.
What is this? What story is this? Who's in this story?
It's the monkeys. They're monkeys.
You might have to blow it big.
Let me see the front. Is that a monkey's animal?
Yeah, that's the monkey. That's the woolly hat.
That's the monkeys with the woolly hat, isn't it?
Can you put that in the bill pile, please?
Oh, that was like Kyle when he bent over in the kitchen.
I want that so much. That's so wonderful, dude. I love
this. This is quite expensive because it's a price novelty. What's this, Mark?
Oh, 12 and 6. Oh, so this is 1971, 1972.
Yeah,
and we're in the crossover between the currencies.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll take it anyway.
It's already in your pile, Bill.
Oh, okay. Well, smart ass. Well, this is worth a lot, isn't it? Because it's Bill's.
And this one.
I love this show so much. I love you guys.
And you're getting 2 freebies, Bill, because I was going to give 2 comics away to a guy who does my car. But he's retired, and last time I went down there, he's no longer there, and I don't know how to contact him. So you can now have these.
Oh, thank you. Oh my God!
I mean, this one's really beaten up, but
I don't care.
The new Black Widow.
Oh my God, that's gorgeous! I love that. And first appearance of
fantastic and terrific. So we'll add the ball.
Oh my God! Oh, I love that so much, dude.
93 issues of Fantastic, and I think it was about 55 of Terrific, because Terrific went into Fantastic, didn't it?
Yeah.
Those are
and then there
awesome.
was Power, Smash, and Wham that had the others. But they only had one of each story.
Now, with the putting down of these comics onto my desk, I can now tell you this. You heard it here first. The list of your piles is complete.
Yay!
Well, they're all graded as well.
They're graded. They're the ones that should be bagged and board are bagged and boarded. So I can tell you that there are about 800 items in the list. So you guys have got 800 items in your various piles. We've got to somehow figure out which comic is in whose pile, and they're not priced yet. But there is now a list. So I've finished that stage.
Sorry, I thought we had our own piles.
At one stage, you did.
I could claim those monkeys.
You could, except that there is video evidence of everything.
Ah. Okay.
And so,
Mark, you and I are going to be wheeling and dealing on the side anyway, because I think you get stuff I wanted and I got stuff you wanted. So
true.
Don't worry about it. You'll get what you want.
Somehow, honestly, this next stage of trying to figure out who is a really tough stage, because we either approach it as get as many right as you can and then deal with what's left over, which might be the best way, or I've got to rewatch every show to see what all of you wanted, which is about 40 hours worth of show, which I am happy to do. I can't, and it would get 100% of the comics allocated to the right people.
Well, but that is a form of torture for you, Darren.
But if you think about it, so I thought this through. I can sit there bagging and boarding my next job, not your stock, the shop stock. I can sit there processing that while on my computer the show's playing, and I can have my other computer sat there with the list open, so that as soon as someone says I'll have that one, I can just deal with that and put it in.
What I think you should do, some of the stuff is obvious.
Some of it is very obvious.
Some of this is for me. Some of it's obviously for Bill. Some of it's obviously for Gray, and some of it's obviously. So that will deal with 60 to 70% of it, won't it?
It will, yes.
But what you don't know, I'm sure as gentlemen, we should all have a Zoom call together or whatever. Or
we just do another. You take the other 30 to 40%. We just go through it and say claim or not claim or whatever.
Right, but okay. So now all these ideas are good, but I've already thought these through. All that does is I've currently got it into some kind of an order.
Okay.
If I start mixing it all up and jumbling all up and so on, it's just going to be.
Do that.
So I've got mayhem. Here's the thing, right? There's no right or wrong answer, and every different possible way of sorting out the next stage involves good pieces and bad pieces of time. So. On balance, I think the right. So, all right, one definitely option A, and it might be the best option, and it might not. But option A is this one I've just described. I've now got the list. I watch the shows while I'm doing something else, and I'll catch them all. It'll take me a week or two probably, and then we'll know who has what. So that's option number one. Option two, to keep them in some kind of order, would simply be to go back through them and hold them up on camera, and we try and figure out together who has what. So that would take 800 items to show, but this is the problem is doing a list at the same time. It's going to be horrible. So I don't think
go for option one. Go for option one.
Yeah.
And the other option, Mark, was exactly what you just said: is get the ones that are obvious, and then, well, actually, the way to do it is mark them in the list as obvious. The problem is, if you imagine, right, when we were doing Allen class, 90% of the Allen classes are yours, but 10% aren't. And those 10% are like, there's no order to them. They're in the middle of the stack. So,
well, I want all the classes.
I need to watch the show.
I wanted a bunch of the Allen class, but you know what would also be fine with me is once Mark gets whatever that Mark gives me a chance to get some of those from him. If that's cool with you, Mark. Yeah. And,
I mean,
the
Alan Clough stuff is really quite easy because I probably claimed the ones I hadn't got, and the ones I didn't claim when I'd already got. So
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll get Alan Class through him if I don't have him. Now, I did have a lot of early horror, and I hope I still have those.
Everything that's ever been claimed, except for a few exceptions, which would be Mark. Everything which ever been claimed is in the list and in this room and in a stack in this room in some kind of an order.
Great.
The only ones that are not, Mark, do you remember when we were looking at what was it? It was a woman, fairly modern, 1990s, 2000, can't remember, the Vampirella stuff.
Yeah.
And so we were talking to someone, and I said, don't worry, Mark, I'll stick them back in the box and I'll put them back downstairs. And when you come here, you'll get first shot anyway. They're the only ones that are not going to be in this because I cannot remember. And I can't even remember where I put them now except that they're back downstairs.
You're going to send us the list, right?
Well, and this is another way that this is probably option C, which might work to some degree, is I send you the lists. All of you get the list now. And all of you take some time to go through the list, writing your name in a column against what you think is yours.
Yes.
Then you send those lists back to me, and I can quickly consolidate 4 lists into one list, and then we'll see what's left over. That is definitely one option. But if there's ever any debate about anything, again, if it's only a small amount, I can just put it back on the shop and no one gets it. If anyone doesn't claim anything that had previously been claimed, we can just go in the shop stock.
Right.
Well, the other thing here is when we were claiming all these, we weren't thinking about money. So
correct.
So you're going to want money for all these. So
correct. Or sexual favors.
That's where I can emphatically say a lot of
like that. And then Darren goes, yes, but that's 50 quid. I might go, yeah.
Correct. So there's another argument if we're going to send a list out and people start claiming it to pricing it.
Yeah.
So I can either price it before or price it after. And so all of these things on balance, right, is why I think the best way to do it is leave it to me. I'll watch the shows at home again. I'll fill out the list with who has what.
Yeah,
I'll put the prices in against everything that I'm going to be wanting. And then I can split the list into 4 lists and send it to you individually. And we'll talk about what's in your list, what you want, what you don't want, what the price. Because the other thing is, especially Mark, there's stuff that went on your pile that I didn't. All we saw was this. Look, we just went, oh, I'll have that on your pile. I've now checked the pages for cutting out and all missing pages and stuff. Right. We did not know that when you said you want it on your pile. And I know you would not want anything with any of that stuff in it.
No.
So therefore, some of your list will be rejected by you.
Yeah.
Also, there's a chance that some of your lists items might even be rejected by me, withdrawn from sale because I want to put it on my shop.
Yeah.
So basically, this is why I think the easiest way through it is let me do the work. I'll send you the lists and so on. So it's going to take 1 or 2 more weeks to get to the next stage.
Well, we've waited about 10 months, Darren, so 2 weeks is fine.
Well, also, every time I've said 2 weeks in the past, it has become 10 months. So
the only problem, Darren, is if you discover another role-playing game where you can be a nerd. It's going to be.
Do not worry. Nothing can get in my way now, because if anything did get in my way, not only are all the comics going to have to go to auction to pay the mortgage, but they're not going to be enough to cover the mortgage, and the house and the comics will be gone by after Christmas if I haven't done this. So do not worry, nothing else will get in the way.
I do want to
there's a run of early issue X-Men that I know is going to end up going to Bill that I lay claims to, like 2, 13, 14, 15. I'm not even going to try and dig out the stuff to trade for those even to Bill. So if Bill wants those, I want them. I'd love to have them, but I really can't facilitate that.
Well, Kylo, the Kylo Ren, the hardest thing of all will be your stack, because when we started doing this show, I was in the middle of my sales and I was flush with cash. We're now a long time, not through your fault, through my fault. We're now a long time away from me having loads of cash. I don't have loads of cash anymore, and I need cash.
So I'm going to buy stuff from you, Kyle,
so
you can pay for your shit to him.
Yeah.
And that's what we said a week or two ago, Bill. And if I'm happy to let anything go for cash.
No, and that's fine. And I do want to say this. If Mark and I have any problem like with what you're selling, he and I as gentlemen can come up with the option, right, Mark? I mean, I'm fine with Mark and I are good buddies. We'll make it work no matter what. Because I think the bottom line is you need cash, so we need to get you cash as fast as possible. You have stuff we really want, and you're putting the time in to organize them and put them together for us to buy. So you know what? We're gonna work with you no matter what. So don't worry about we're all friends here, which is really great. And I don't see any of us getting into a competition about this stuff.
Cool.
Honestly.
Well, all I say is, I said it before and I say it again multiple times. You'll hear me say it. No one's under any obligation to buy this stuff. I'm not under any obligation to sell this stuff. You know, this has been stuff I've been showing for the show that you guys have said, oh, I want that, I want that. So it's, at the time you said I want it, it had not gone through my processing system, not been graded, priced, or anything. And so obviously, you know, but you guys are all my great pals, and so one could argue to give you a discount, and I will be trying to think about that. But you could also argue that no other customers had a chance to buy it. So that might remove an element of having discount. Might put a premium on it. It won't put a premium on it, but you get my drift.
No,
so basically, we will figure it out, and you can either say yes or no. Or you can say yes to some of it, all of it, or none of it.
No, it's fine. I'm happy with this.
I mean, my general
and Mark, I hate to keep acting like I'm talking for you, but Mark is a gentleman. I'm a gentleman. Gray's a gentleman.
And then there's Kyle.
And then there's Kyle, the cow pal, as everybody here in the store says. Like when anyone wants to save anything here at the store, they now say, "Hey, put it in the cow pile." And everybody thinks Kyle is a Texan. They don't realize he's from Middle America, but it's like, put the cow pile.
Cow pile.
The cow pile.
So I tell you what, though, right? Don't worry. This is my number one job because I've spent so long procrastinating and not getting onto this list that I am now not in desperate stakes, but there now is some urgency to get this list resolved and paid for and shipped. Because I need to do my shop. I need to get the shit on my shop.
Kyle, say it. Put the cow pile.
Put it on the cow pile.
Yeah,
that's my favorite line ever.
It's a well-known phrase on my Whatnot show.
Is it?
Put the cow pile. I love that so much, man. I love that so much. So I do want to say this. I love this group of us, and it's funny. I've never had a friendship that has been televised at the same time. But it's
when you say televised, I think we have an audience of 2.
Well, no, but for perpetuity.
4 at the moment. There's a whole 4 watching at the moment.
We're going to be like Van Gogh. As soon as we die, we're going to become really popular.
Well, you think all our previous shows will become masterpieces?
Well, if we want to become massively popular, I'll just start ripping off some poetry off the top of my head. Are you ready?
Oh, no. Yeah. Why don't you go kill people on mall? That'll happen quicker. I kid. But I do want to say thank you to all you guys.
Have your own sheep.
This is my and Terry, you're welcome back anytime you want to put up with our bullshit.
I enjoyed myself.
Well, you know what? We're our own like Disney World of comic people. It's like we're all like there's Tomorrowland, there's Mark Land, there's Darren Land, there's Bill Land, there's Gray Land, and there's
wait a minute,
the Cow Pile Land. What is this, Kyle? What are you
I like to think of myself as the grey area.
Oh,
you are the. Oh, I like that. I like
it's
that.
It's a little unicorn.
Oh,
no, it's a huge unicorn.
Do you guys remember when Kyle came out on our podcast in October of 2024? I kid.
Well, he came out as a unicorn lover.
As yes, no, just as the unicorn. He is suddenly he has a horn on his head.
Hey, I can use this to tell a joke, but I won't because it's
no, Kal-El.
No, please,
probably not.
And no Vogon poetry, please, not today.
There you go. Tempest is jealous.
Tempest is jealous. He hasn't got a unicorn.
But if you watch the shows back, Darren, if you watch all the shows back, make sure you do it on 5 different laptops with no ad blockers on, so I get all that ad revenue.
Brilliant. And I've got to put like on them all and comments.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, great. Great entire comments from you through the ad revenue of you rewatching all the videos.
That would be a good idea. That would if that would work, that'd be awesome. But I don't think it will.
Well, the alternative is I send you guys the lists and you guys rewatch all the shows.
No,
I'll get more ad revenue that way.
Fuck to the no. Pardon my friend.
Hold on a minute. Just as when it comes to comics, there's like they continue forever, and you got to get the back issues, or you haven't got the full story. Well, obviously, Terry needs to watch all the previous shows to catch up with where we are. So this is a job for him.
Yeah. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, and I like Terry. So let's not do that, Darren.
Well, part of the reason I came back this week is to make Mark happy because he didn't want to be. He gets pissed off being the oldest sort of thing on the show, so it makes it
Terry, you
I know I look older, but Terry,
as far as I know, I am. He's just. I mean, my show started off with me showing my birthday comics from 1957.
Well, exactly.
I'm
59, so
he's 1959. Yeah, so
yeah.
Well, dude, I feel so much better.
Now.
So I'm the third oldest. I'm 61. In May 1963, although I look younger than both these fuckers.
Hold on, does that mean I'm gray as a baby?
I do. I'm sorry, guys. I think I do. Maybe I don't, but my wife tells me I do. So, but my hair has gotten darker as I've gotten older, which is weird. And Kyle,
it's amazing what reaching 2000 be for you, isn't it?
I haven't done.
Actually, no. we need Tempest back because he makes us all look younger.
Who does?
Tempest.
Who's Tempest?
Tempest from Mars. He was
on last week.
What? Oh man!
Yeah.
I'm lining up your replacements, mate. So you got to pull your finger out and make sure you fly straight and get here on time. You
got to start performing.
Let me get a word in edgewise.
Darren, fuck you.
No more of this fucking random bullshit from you, Bill. You got to start earning your money now.
Palmer is here. My girlfriend,
you're going on the bench.
My new girlfriend is Rosie Palmer.
We've got over 2 hours.
He's better looking than you, but he doesn't bring in the sponsorship from Purple Haze.
No, nobody does. Again, thank you, Purple Haze, for doing nothing for this show when you owe us thousands. But where'd Kyle go?
He's walking around the Christmas tree.
So he needs to put the white sheet over the tree until November 1st, and then put a live turkey on top. And damn it.
Time to say goodnight to now anyway, guys. Because
hey guys, have a wonderful night. Thank you for joining us on Geeky Weekly.
Night all.
See you guys.
Cheers all.
See ya.
Bye guys. Bye Terry. Thanks guys.
See ya.
Later guys. Bye Kyle.
Bye.